It's a bit scary to be a grower right now. There's a lot of uncertainty and you just don't always know what to do.
Farmers are faced with a pretty big financial predicament right now.
I think all the farmers are pretty nervous about some of these situations going on.
When you're reading on this particular topic, you can see such diverse views of what's ultimately going to happen in the commodity market space.
The natural tendency is for farmers to cut back on potassium applications in a market like this, but that can be a mistake if their soil test levels are low or very low. They're going to make a lot more money if they apply potash.
So a wait-and-see approach just doesn't make any sense scientifically or economically.
A question I always get is, why should I apply potassium when I have limited resources and I have to invest in seed and other things? And what I tell them is because if you have a deficiency, investing in potassium fertilizer is as profitable or more profitable than other inputs for crop production.
Margins are always getting a little bit tighter, and I think that potassium is just an easy one to put on the chopping block or maybe put off till next year if things get better.
The general feeling is that I can cut back for a year and it's not going to hurt me.
The problem with that, once you drop below what the recommended level is for a soil test, you can start seeing a decline in yield.
For example, I had a farmer in Central Ohio that missed a potash application, and his normal whole farm yield would run upwards of 60 bushel. But what happened is, by not getting it on, his yields run somewhere in the 24 bushel area. So it limits yield, and it's quite an economic hit.
If you're in a low testing soil, by applying fertilizer, you can increase 50, 70, 80 bushels per acre.
We can't lose sight of potassium's role in our production. There's been years when, with the low commodity prices, that farmers will just opt to drop out the potash and just do nitrogen.
If you don't have enough potassium to get the most efficient use of your nitrogen, then you'll suffer yield losses.
You can put on 10 folds of amount of nitrogen, but if everything else isn't correct, you won't pull out your maximum yield.
Potassium is also very important in the efficient utilization of water.
If you've got too low of potassium, then you've got disease issues, you've got standability, stock quality issues, and more often than not, in fact, almost always, they pay a price for that.
So when we're trying to improve our profitability, it's really important to start with the right data to help us base all of our decisions.
Performing just a basic soil test so that you can get some scientific information to make your decisions is really going to impact the bottom line.
I think it's important for even a cash rent guy that may only have a one-year lease to have a soil test taken.
The reality is you're making a lot of decisions, a lot of big dollar decisions.
In the end, you can't manage what you don't measure.
We have to look at things long-term and understand that this is the game that we're in agriculture.
You can't let fear about the markets dictate your fertilizer decisions.
And trying to save our way to a good crop just doesn't work.
It doesn't matter if it is rented land or not. Do not cut in low testing soils.
If your soil test shows that you need to apply potash for your crop, there's money at the end of that.